Travis with Plymouth Park Student Ministry, and this is another midweek Bible study. Well, it looks like we won't be meeting at the church on Wednesdays all summer long, so we'll be doing these videos all summer long. And today we're going to start something new. We're going to start P4, Proverbs during pandemic for Plymouth Park. I'm going to try to keep these short and sweet, and we're going to start out today with Proverbs chapter 1, verses 1 through 7. So we'll go ahead and look at Proverbs 1:1. It says, "The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel." So I have two questions here. First question, what is a proverb? And the second question, who is Solomon? Well, a proverb is a short, pithy statement that offers practical wisdom. That's what a proverb is. And Solomon, as it says here, was a son of King David, and he was also a king himself, a king of Israel. Now, Solomon wasn't always the best man, but Solomon was a very wise man. He asked God for wisdom, and he was granted wisdom. 1 Kings 4, chapter 4, verse 32 tells us that in his lifetime, Solomon wrote 3,000 proverbs and 1,005 songs. That's a lot. As we move on to verses 2 through 6, we see the purpose of these proverbs. Why did Solomon write all these proverbs? Well, he did it for learning what wisdom and discipline are, for understanding insightful sayings, for receiving wise instruction in righteousness, justice, and integrity, for teaching shrewdness to the inexperienced, knowledge and discretion to a young man. A wise man will listen and increase his learning, and a discerning man will obtain guidance. For understanding a proverb or a parable, the words of the wise and the riddles. So as we see, the purpose of a parable is to learn, to gain wisdom, and to gain discipline, to gain understanding. And proverbs are for everyone, but we see in verse 4 that they're especially for young people, for children, for teenagers, for young adults. It says to a young man. And in fact, the word or the phrase "my son" is used 19 times in the first 9 chapters of Proverbs. And so what we see is that Solomon is writing these things to his children so they can become wise and so they can understand practically how the world works. And the very first proverb is in verse 7, Proverbs 1:7. It says this: "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and discipline." What you see here is that we have a contrast between those who fear the Lord and those who are foolish. And that's what happens a lot in the Proverbs, is there's a contrast between someone who's wise and someone who's foolish. So if you want to be foolish, then just despise wisdom, just don't care about it. But if you want to be someone who is wise, someone who is knowledgeable, then fear the Lord, because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. The wisest thing a person can do is fear the Lord. Now, what does that mean? What does that look like, to fear the Lord? Well, it means we believe in God, and we love Him, and we serve Him, because we know if we don't, that we'll be eternally separated from Him. And then as we study our way through several Proverbs all throughout this summer, we'll find many practical ways that we can do just that: know God and love God and serve God. But for today, if you want to be wise, don't seek wisdom from an earthly source. Instead, seek to grow in your knowledge and your understanding of God, because, as the proverb says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me every Wednesday this summer for P4, Proverbs during pandemic for Plymouth Park.